Once upon a time, in a quiet village wrapped between mountains and clouds, there lived a young man named Marco. He was 24, yet his heart felt older than his years, because his mind never rested. Thoughts swirled within him like 1,000 storms. Memories of the past whispered regret, and the future shouted fear. He couldn't sleep, he couldn't smile. He couldn't remember what peace even felt like. One morning, Marco heard a story about a distant village hidden in the hills. They said a wise old man lived there, once a great psychologist from the city. He had left the noise of the world behind, and now lived close to nature, teaching those who came to him how to find peace within their own minds. Marco's heart lit with hope. Maybe, he thought, this man can help me find peace. And so, he began his journey. Days passed through forests, over rivers, along dusty roads, where silence walked beside him. At last, he reached a small house, covered in vines and sunlight. On the porch, the old man sat, eyes closed, breathing slowly, as if time itself had stopped for him. Marco approached quietly and said, "Grandfather, my mind is restless. It never stops thinking. Please, can you help me find peace?" The old man opened his eyes and smiled gently. "So, you seek peace," he said. "Then come, I will give you a small task." He took a glass and filled it with water, so full that not a single drop more could fit. Then he handed it to Marco and said, "Walk to the edge of the village and return. But do not spill even one drop." Marco hesitated. He began to walk slowly, carefully, step by step. The path was narrow, but nodded. Good. Merchants called out their prices, but Marco did not look around. His eyes stayed fixed on the glass, and his mind completely still. Finally, he returned. "Grandfather," he said, smiling, "I did it. Not a single drop was lost." The old man looked at him with kind eyes. He said softly, "But tell me, did you see the children playing? Did you hear the dogs barking?" Marco frowned. "No," he said. "I saw and heard nothing. I was only focused on the glass." The old man smiled again. "That," he whispered, "is the secret you've been searching for. When your mind lives in the present moment, there is no room for fear, no room for sorrow, no room for endless thoughts. When you focused only on the water, your mind was quiet. You were not lost in the past, nor anxious about the future. You were simply here, and in that stillness, peace was already yours." Tears filled Marco's eyes. He bowed deeply and said, "Grandfather, now I understand. Peace is not something we must chase. It is already within us, when we choose to live in this very moment." The old man smiled. As the golden sunset painted the mountains, birds flew home, and silence embraced the earth once more. Marco began his journey back, but he was no longer the same. The storm in his mind had quieted. For the first time, his heart was still. And that night, under a sky full of stars, Marco finally slept in peace. If this story touched your heart, share it with someone who needs peace today. And remember, true peace lives in the present moment. Stay calm, stay kind, and stay peaceful. See you in the next story, with new thoughts and new light.